What's good with you? Video is a little late, but hey, when the truth hits me, it hits me. So I'm here to speak my truth. I'm in the confessional. Was just outside a minute ago and was about to make this video, but the energy wasn't right, so I didn't make it out there. Decided to get in here, and what I want to come to talk about while I'm in here is basically this video is truly going to be a video that's going to help somebody in the world right now, you know, with their perception of see out to the, you know, fabricated matrix. And I want you to really hear me out on this one, because it's going to be important for yourself that you know that this fabricated matrix, okay? I want you to understand something, that not everything that you see in this world is all drummed up to be negative, okay? There's positive. There's a way to always look at something in a positive way as well. And what I basically want to get to talking about upon me saying what I'm saying is a 9 to 5. Now I know our first hearing, you just heard a 9 to 5, okay? Now, what a lot of motherfuckers are not gonna talk about, and will always probably, like, they'll look at basically what a 9 to 5 is, how, you know what I'm saying, it's slavery, which we gonna boil down to that, because we gonna get into it. But I'm gonna just say this, dude, okay? Waking up, I don't recommend that nobody work a 9 to 5, because believe me, I've been there. It sucks. There are some people that's still struggling with that shit right now, and it sucks. 9 to 5s are ass. They serve no real purpose to your purpose being here, you know what I'm saying, as life. You know, they're nothing but energy traps, and, you know, they can become permanent energy traps when you don't know how to get yourself out of a 9 to 5, when you don't know how to, you know what I'm saying, use it as a way to work for you and not against you. So I basically just want to, you know, speak on how I have come to see 9 to 5s now, with more of me moving down my journey and truly analyzing, you know what I'm saying, to see where the good lines up in a 9 to 5. Like, because there's always good in everything that may be negative. Because, see, this is the unconscious realm. The unconscious realm lies within negativity. There is no sort of good. There is no, you know what I'm saying, higher perspective. It's only the lower perspective. And that's where we had to, it's where we, you know, what we all need to understand is that we're balanced. We have higher and lower self. You know what I'm saying? We have our lower self, which is our shadow self, and we have our higher self. You know what I'm saying? So, which is pretty much God conscious. So, it's always a good thing to know that you can't go through life always seeing the negatives in your life. You have to be able to truly see the goods that lie there as well. So for me, seeing that 9 to 5s, everybody wants to see a 9 to 5 is just being this overbearing, overlaying, you know what I'm saying, condition upon them that puts them in sort of a fragmented state, excuse me, and sort of paralyzes their existence here, which it does paralyze you, because not being able to have full control of what you want to do upon your existence here it's very hard. It sucks. You know what I'm saying? But it's the point. It's this though. We won't have to be in that paralyzing state if we as the people take back our power. See, a lot of people are being conditioned to work 9 to 5s because of the collective not working as one to destroy the concepts, especially melanated beings, because our ancestors are crying out for help from us to get us back to the way that we once were, where we were not conditioned to work for another. We are being placed in these energy traps and having ourselves at the mercy of our enemy by working these concentrated jobs that serve no end to no avail to us as melanated beings. That's stripping our power away each and every day that we move into working these jobs. But see, that's the negative side of it. But see, the positive side, to where since we move into since we're moved into such of a work enforcement, a work infested environment, a work infested environment that plagues us to work on a regular, being the 9 to 5, there's ways out of the programming. And these ways are truly using their monuments against them. You have to see where it's all an agreement of your energy into anything. Where before then, our ancestors, they were forced, not brought, but they were forced here upon those that came and stripped this land away from us, away from our ancestors. They literally forced them into this simulationary programming that then moved the children down from them to be forced into the simulational programming, and then such, and then such, and then such, to now, where we have not broken that fucking loop yet. And we have not found ways to incorporate new positive. We have not incorporated escaping tactics. We have to be the ones to literally, you know what I'm saying, heal from the generational curse, man. We have to heal from that curse, from that in looping upon us from our ancestors and what they didn't dealt with. Because the shit is here. See, they didn't just use 9 to 5s as a way to just like, you know, let me be the first one to say, because seeing that before when I was asleep and a lot of other people, we just work and it just seemed like it was just normal. But not really grasping the fact that, damn, we ain't doing nothing, we ain't doing anything different than what, you know what I'm saying, our people before us were doing. They were doing the same fucking thing that we doing. They were on the clock. They were beat down. They were sweating. They were immensely tired from over-accessed work placed upon them forcefully. And that's the same thing that is transpiring with melanated beings as we speak. Impuring overlaying of work forcefully on another. But now they said, they had to always keep going with the cyclings of how the universe was always changing. So they had to incorporate new ways and new means. This is why they push forth with new simulational testings. So they had to change the simulational device up. They had to change it. They had to say, shit, you know what I'm saying? We got to incorporate a new way of devising this program for the new generational seeds that's going to come behind them, because they're already going to be indoctrinated with this generate. They're already going to be under the spell now. We didn't place it on their people before then. Now the spell is going to carry over. So we didn't already did our point. We didn't already put the fear on them. Now that fear is going to be passed down. So now we could just keep changing the simulation because they're going to already be under the spell. They did their job. Lucifer and his children already did their job. So now they're going to now the kids, all the way down to even us, getting older, still under these spells, working their jobs. But where they say that they want to rail back the abuse, because it's like, think about if it was still those times of, you know what I'm saying, you know, beating and all of that shit they were doing. We would have rised up a long time ago. So they didn't want to keep enforcing that, because they knew that the newer generation of seeds down the line were going to somewhat break away from that type of torture, that type of brutal behavior. Wasn't going to go for that. So they said, how can we still get them to fall in line with our ways and our doings? I know. We'll give them money. We'll pay them for their energy. We'll pay them to stay in line to our programming, to stay in line to our slavery, the mentality that we already have over them. Because now, instead of the fear that we forcefully be put upon their ancestors before then, we did that part with them to bring it down to their generation. But we don't have to go forth with whipping no more. Now we can go forth with, you know, building forth on the design of currency, money. We can bring it into the 21st century type of mindset where, you know, how they kept moving with the age of, you know, they was going along with how the age of transformation was taking place. Newfound perspectives. Knowing that technology was going to be something that they were going to start cultivating around in the time it came about. So it was starting to become a thing where we can start using assets to get those more involved into the slave mentality, to stay more involved into the slavery mentality with melanated beings. Knowing that they already striked us low with keeping us in low poverty ass homes, and more just deriving us of having anything of a good life, you know, already upon land that was ours, that they didn't want us to know was ours. So they gave us these, you know what I'm saying, they fielded us with psychological treats like money, housing, you know, a rich full life that installed upon you having to still work to see that type of lifestyle. Never wanting you to get to actually wanting you to go within to actually, you know who you really were and know who you really are, to start bringing forth those treasures upon yourself through your own internal workings and own internal doings. And this is where these 9-to-5s today are still being looked at in a negative way, to where people are working them and only still staying down and staying stuck to the fear aspect of taking care of their responsibilities, which is a thing of Saturn. They moved off of Saturn's energy. Let me be very, very direct when I say this. Saturn is a planet of authoritarian and discipline. Okay, it's a planet that rules responsibility. The conjunction we had between Saturn and Jupiter caused the shadow and the light side to come together in balance. To know that all of the years before then that we had under their rule of Saturn, disciplinary, control, the ruling planet, which is Saturn, to rule. So they had all of this ruling dictatorship from Saturn. But Saturn has shown, we all have Saturn in our placements. And it's a planet that it molds you into responsibility, molds you into becoming all of who you have to become. And then you take from that, once you have gotten what you need to get down to be responsible, more present in your duties and your obligations, you move outside of Saturn. You take from what you done picked up from Saturn, because Saturn is just to only mold you to become more on top of your shit, to be on your P's and Q's, not to stay there, not to basically have you be fear, but to fear less of, being in situations that you don't know how to see yourself out of, but to be ready, to be on your toes at all times, which is why this is why 9 to 5s instill upon us a lot of Saturn's, constructs, responsibility, responsibility, behaviorability, it bestows matureness and all and etc. It's just a plethora of leadership qualities. So being that 9 to 5s in a way before then, like our ancestors, they didn't, they already knew what it meant to be, they already were moving with a lot of Saturn's energy as far as being leaders, as far as being, on top of their shit, not having nobody tell them what to do. They were already moving off their own. But then they were forced under Saturn's wheel, just under Saturn's wheel, under his wheel, by those that came and stripped them away from their own way of living, and then had them forced into living only under Saturn's rule, under being told what to do, under being forced into living such a demanding life. And that became something upon us. We all didn't just been forced under Saturn's rule, under its demanding ways, when it's time to now see beyond that, to see outside of that, because Saturn isn't the enemy. It's not the enemy. It wasn't its fault that that's what they chose. It's the only planet that really instructs structure and grounds, in such a grounding planet. It just instructs so much structure on a groundful level, to get you ready for higher heights and ascend beyond, to the next planet, which is Jupiter, which is abundance, which is freeness, which is freedom, which is journey of self beyond that. And this is where their jobs, 9 to 5s, really gave you a lot of tools to take forth beyond, to move further outside of it. Now, seeing that this is where we as the generation now and going forth have the opportunity to destroy their constructs once for all, by alluding through the programming with the mindset of being free from it, moving into Jupiter, being free of not fearing the fact of this is it for me. This is what I'm, locked down to the programming, staying here in the programming. Seeing that I'm going to stay enroped into something that's wanting me to hand over my energy to keep it alive, to forcefully be over me. Jupiter is raining abundance. It's raining to have abundance for you to be free to your soul, to literally be of your higher self, to make that, to come into the light of seeing that you have potential, you have the potential to be set free from this job, but you have to use your mind wisely. Even when you're in the confines of a 9-to-5, you have to really understand and grasp the fact that you're given this job. They didn't morph it to where they take your energy for a certain amount of time, right? 8 hours, 9 hours, however long your job is. Then they, in exchange for it, they give you money, which is the energy of currency, which is your currency, but in paper form. So you have to take that energy of currency and that's Jupiter's, that's yourself, that's you. You have to use that as a way to free yourself away from the construct. You have to save your energy, because this is what's going to set you free. You have to save your energy. Use it towards something that pertains to you, to break away from this construct. You have to be the one to finally heal what your ancestors are still, what they still deal with through you. You have to heal away from that. And seeing that we, as a collective, as a planet of people, melanated beings especially, we are in quote unquote survival mode. We are in survival mode. We do have to get to a point where we can be in abundant mode, or we can be out of survival mode, to where at that time jobs will be non-existent, because everybody will be moved right back within to then start creating the world from their perspective. We all will be living a world where we put our energy towards creating just out of whitlock. There's nothing associated behind having to do this because, I gotta have that, or I gotta make sure I got this. Nobody's thinking about being in survival mode. So nobody's thinking about, getting something done right away. People are just back to just being and just creating just to create. Just doing just to do. But we're in survival mode. A lot of people are forced, due to the fear of getting a 9-to-5. But I'm here to set the record straight that you have to be the Jupiter. You have to literally align with Jupiter's energy at this time right now, especially with that conjunction happening that then happened with Saturn and with Jupiter. You can be the one to take an outlook on your job and see that I have to be the one for my ancestors, for my people, to break the generational curse here. I have to do everything for them. I have to make them proud on my end by not seeing that I'm here working for this person, but I'm here to break a generational curse. I'm here to literally free myself from working for another person, energy-wise, soul-wise. That paper money they give you, like I said, it is your energy back, but in currency form, just in paper form. It don't even really mean nothing, but it's energy. The paper, the physical part of it, it don't mean shit, but it's energy. It's your energy given back as a means of cooperation on their end of working that fucking 9 to 5. But see, this is how they get you though. Because for you to stay in the fear of working and depending on them, what they do, they built their fortune they built their solitudes, their demonic solitudes, like your fucking malls, like your shoe stores, like your clothing stores. You like all that nice fabric? You like the Gucci, the Louis? What everybody keep telling people about? All of these conscious artists and conscious motivated speakers that speak on clothes and all of this shit you spend your money on? You're giving away your energy. The very thing your ancestors is looking at like, no, don't give that away. Now you're going to have to go back to the fucking 9 to 5 and get it back all over again. And you're in the loop. You're in the loop. You won't stop spending because this is what they want you to do. They want you to keep running to their solitudes. They want you to keep giving it back over to them because it's going to keep you locked down to their shit. And you're not going to want to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Then you're going to stay in fear because now you bought all these nice clothes, you did all this, but you got this to take care of. You got that to take care of. Because even when you want to go out and you want to go get that new phone that you just saw on TV or you just saw your friend have, newsflash, the phone companies, they own those too. All this stuff is their solitudes that literally keep you from going anywhere. Keep you from breaking any curses. Keep you from standing on your own and being free to your own will. And doing what you got to do to build upon yourself and make the world you want to see and be in. For you and the family back behind you that want these curses broken. And this is not for me. This just don't apply to me. It applies to you and every other melanated being, especially on this planet, and others too. But it starts with us, melanated beings. Because it's even worse for us, man. Because we feel that cry of fear all over us. Because we already have it down bad with poverty and all this other bullshit we deal with in this illusion that they threw us in. They threw us in that poverty. They threw us in them hoods. We never had a good start to begin with on this fucking planet. Upon waking up and then seeing it like, damn, man, this is how they fucking done us. We never got to live like kings and queens under their air, in their illusion. They treat us like animals. And you see why you see why I gotta be somebody to be on here and speak my truth as much as possible, because the fact that they treat us like animals, melanated beings don't even want to come out of that mindset. To stop treating each other like we in the fucking dog pit, fighting one another. I'll be the first one to tell you, King. First one to tell you, Queen. My nigga, I ain't got no beef with you, nor will I ever have any beef with you. We here to try to ascend and do what we gotta do as melanated beings to be back in our power once again. And it will happen. I got this on record. One day on this earth, this planet will thrive again under the era of melanated beings. See, this is the type of truth that YouTube, all these other platforms, they won't push. But it won't stop. It won't ever stop. I got great powers on my side. I got my guys working with me on my side 24/7, letting me know to keep going with what I'm doing. 9 to 5s, I'm going to say it here. They're only bad when you look at them from a standpoint of exhaustion. When you see that you working a 9 to 5 and you just saying, you totally looking at it like, man, I'm sick of this job. I'm sick of this job. It's more than that. As much as we all just could, you know what I'm saying? If we could all, that's not being realistic. That's not being realistic. When somebody say, quit your job, quit your job. We can't, like, for you to say that to somebody else, you got to be realistic, bro. And this is coming from somebody who ain't working no 9 to 5. I'm not working no job, but I ain't knocking it, though. I'm not knocking a 9 to 5. I don't have a job right now. And let me tell you, it's not been easy. And motherfuckers swear that it's just easy to just quit your job and think it's just going to be easy. Like money going to just fall out the sky. It's not. And if you ain't been picked up what Saturn's been teaching you from working a 9 to 5, if you ain't picked up no responsibility, discipline, if you work that 9 to 5 and then pick up nothing Saturn was teaching you, you just went in there and just like, oh man, I can't stand the job, man, I can't wait to get up out of here, can't wait to get. It's all a lesson. We make up the universe. We are a walking body. We are these portals, these devices, these bodies, they illuminate the entire planet, all of the planets above, bro. We exemplify each planet. Everybody that say quit your job and start your own business, like if you don't even have a business plan, if you don't know what the fuck you doing, it's not easy for you like it is somebody else. Somebody else can't. If I tell you that shit, if I go out and jump off the bridge and say I can fly, and tell you can do it too. Just like they say, if you jump off the bridge, if he jump off the bridge, you gonna jump off of it? It gotta be realistic. No, I ain't gonna tell you to quit your 9 to 5. I'm gonna say stack your energy. Stack your energy. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Stack your energy, make a plan, use Saturn's energy, make a plan, discipline yourself. Put your plan into action. You have something that you are supposed to be achieving on this planet. You have something that's you're supposed to be getting done. You need to be taking this time all throughout last year. It was the time to be getting to know yourself, especially upon your awakening, getting to know what you have to offer to this planet. Working that 9 to 5, all you got to fucking do is while you in there each and every day is shit. I'm planning out, getting ready to make your way up out of there with, you know what I'm saying, you putting forth the action of your plan in place to take place for you to do what you got to do so you can get the fuck up out of here. So you can be free away from there and start working on what you got to do over here. That means you're going to have to be responsible and cut back on your expenses. If you got 200 something clothes, you got enough clothes to wear for the next 2 or 3 months. What the fuck is the point of you buying more clothes? What the fuck is the point of you walking up in there and you knowing that this place is finna take the energy that you need to get the fuck away from the job you working? Why the fuck are you still trying to buy some clothes? Why the fuck are you still trying to buy some shoes and you got enough shoes to be on, you got enough shoes, you think about it, you ain't switching the shoes every hour. You wearing the same damn shoes for the whole hour of the day. What the fuck you need 15 fucking pairs of shoes? This I won't ever understand about sneakerheads. I don't get it. But hey, it's not for me to understand. It's for you to understand that. But it's all about discipline. I wish I would have had this shit knowing that when I was working, because I fell under the same rules. I fell under the same rules of, giving my money away. I'm a gamer. I play games. So back when I was asleep, you know how that goes if you play games. All of that equipment, $300, $200, down the fucking drain. All my energy down the drain. Back into their hands. Back to going back to the motherfucking 9 to 5 and reworking all that energy back up again. It's like a fucking, think of it like a bottle of energy. You know what I'm saying? You get it all the way up here, and then you know what I'm saying? You had that bitch just drunk down by all of the places that you go. Now it's back down to the bottom. Now you got to work it all the way back up. Identical to a fucking piggy bank. Energy, all that money you going, that's the energy all up in there. It's not about the 9 to 5 being negative. Because it wouldn't be here if we all woke up and just said, with survival mode over with, we done. Shit, we ain't got to work no more. Fuck, done. They wouldn't have lost right there. Motherfuckers wouldn't have been able to break the illusion like, oh shit, they waking up. Fuck. Clap them over the head again. But no. People are still heavily in fear and still asleep. But it's so important to the ones that are awake, that are working these jobs. Just this message alone being sent to who it needs to be sent to. If it's you being, hell, if you ain't even awake, if you just listen to this and you somebody sleep, the 9 to 5 you work, it's important to yourself that you get out when you have the right amount of energy saved up to do so. Because if you just heard a motherfucker on the internet say, quit that job today, baby. Quit that job. You hear all these motherfuckers, you listen to all these half-witted ass motherfuckers telling you to quit your job, knowing that they ain't in your position. They don't stay where you stay. They ain't got half of the responsibilities you got, but they tell you to quit their job because they ass is, you know what I'm saying, on some sort of, you know what I'm saying, they feeling like they were called to make a message like that and tell you. That's misleading as a motherfucker. I'm going to just tell you that. That's some misleading ass information. And for you to believe that, and knowing that once you turn off the phone, or once you turn off the video, once you turn off the video, if you watching that motherfucker, you didn't did what you didn't did. Now you gonna have to live with that consequence. Because you can't, you know what I'm saying, go check in with that person and be like, hey, I quit my job. What do I do next? You don't have a number. You don't have no whereabouts where you can get in contact with this person. This person can't be with you. And this is a strong, important thing that I be telling the motherfuckers a lot on these videos, is that nobody is going to be with you. All your decisions are made simply upon you. Okay? Somebody telling you to do something is strongly able to manipulate you easily then. Your aura is weak. You're able to allow somebody else in to tell you what to fucking do. No. Not at all. What needs to take place for yourself on the end is that store your energy. However long you've been working a job, wrap your mind around this. This job doesn't own me, I own it. You have to really see yourself as an alchemist at this time. And with everything going down the way it is, the construct is going to fall anyway because of the stung. So a lot of people are going to be forced out of those positionary, pillars anyway. Those won't be around long because they changing their simulation again. Now they're incorporating the stung. So when you see that you working now, be a person to be saving. Even you better be saving now more than anything, because you don't know when it's gonna come around to you, when they're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, coming up to you saying, hey buddy, you know, our the main boss upstairs, he's you know, he's telling everybody that they need to go ahead and get stung, be getting stung. So you don't even know what may be happening in your department of work. What higher ups are, you know, getting their concentrated work camps riled around the stung. Or the sting, excuse me. Focus on just saving your energy so you can get the fuck out of there. So you know that you want to have this saved up for yourself so you can get to going where you got to get to going. So you can start putting forth your message in the world, in which whatever that is. We all have to come together and start moving and vibrating this planet in whatever way we can. Through laughter, through speech, through creativity, whatever the fuck we have to do. But just always and wholeheartedly keep it real, keep it honest. Because for me to have come on here, probably was looking at it like, oh, I was gonna be somebody that shit on 9 to 5s. I was back in the old day, back when I woke up, I did a whole lot of shit that was still unconscious of me to do. Because I was still like, I was halfway, I was just dipping my toe into spirituality. Just, you know, getting my feet wet with it. But now I done jumped in this bitch. Now I'm like, and it's not even really, I won't even say, I said spirituality. No, because I don't condone with this new age spirituality. I just condone with just being me and being awake. But since I didn't dipped into this awakening state, you know, I invest into it to where it's like, you know what I'm saying, now I want to be as real and authentic as I possibly can with speaking my truth and telling motherfuckers the all, not sugarcoating shit. Because as easy as it is just for me to come on here and tell you, oh, quit that job, man. You know what I'm saying? That job's stressing you the fuck out. Quit it. I'm not in your position. I don't know what the fuck you got going on. You may be at bad times right now. And I could tell you to go fucking quit your job. But then how would that look on me if you end up losing your crib and you sleeping in your car? All because I told you what to do. All because I told you to go do that. And that's what a lot of motherfuckers go off and do. They do with people. They don't think about, they don't think about what if this person actually does that, and now they abando. Now they just fucking, you know what I'm saying? They just living somewhere in a fucking car, freezing cold. No food. You ain't thinking about, you don't know where the hell they at. You ain't thinking about them from sun up to sundown. Ain't trying to get no food or no money out to them. And then if they try to come speaking in the comment section, oh, I'm homeless and all that, you'll fucking think it's fucking up your vibration. And I don't need none of that low vibration. Fuck out of here. No, I can't tell you to go fucking quit your job, because right now we in survival mode. You need to be stacking your energy as we speak, getting yourself prepared for anything that may need to happen. When the time is right, the universe will tell you when to quit that job. Not a motherfucker that you see on the internet telling you to quit your shit. Keep stacking your coins, keep focusing on your energy, and do your ancestors proud by when it's time to make that right move, to move away, to fucking finally heal that curse. Then do that shit. Until then, just keep your mind clear. You know what I'm saying? Whatever mantras you got to do, affirmations you got to, not mantras, but whatever affirmations you have to keep, you know what I'm saying, speaking on each and every day you go in there. If you got to guard your energy as much as you do that shit. Because yes, it's rough times right now. But be blessed for the things that you do have in your life due to that fucking 9 to 5. You gotta, car to get back and forth. You got a roof over your head. You got food in your stomach. You got money in you got, you know what I'm saying, paper, you got paper money, excuse me. I was trying to think of another word, shit. But yeah, you got paper money in your pocket. And you're able to, you know what I'm saying, move around a little bit better than others. Don't get it twisted. 9 to 5 is not anything that nobody should be. It shouldn't have been anything forced upon our ancestors. Then to be brought down to us to have to deal with. But until we can rise up as a people and break out of fear and then kill survival mode, so then we can live free mode and freely be, you know, one with our souls and connected back to the earth and be the aberrationaries that we are. Ooh, he fucking slipping out the motherfucker off the seat. But be back to that, then we gonna have to rough it out, man. So just keep your head up, stay focused on yourself, and literally don't listen to any and everybody telling you to do something, man. Listen to yourself first, and listen to, you know what I'm saying, listen to what you feel from within side, okay? And that's it.